Hello, students. In this lecture, we'll be looking at the topic one word substitution. What is one word substitution in English language? Now, one word substitution is also referred to as a single word replacement or a single word for a phrase. So the meaning is there in the title itself. One word substitution would be when we are trying to replace a group of words using one single word. So we have a group of words or maybe a phrase, and in order to provide more clarity to that sentence, we would like to replace few words or a phrase with one single word. That is what the purpose is of this topic, one word substitution. Enhancing your skills, enhancing your knowledge on how to replace certain group of words or a phrase using one single word. Now, what is the purpose of this? It would be that, in order to make the idea, when there is a sentence and there are a lot of words used in that sentence, it leads to a lack of clarity. There would be confusion. So in certain cases, there would be certain confusion related to the meaning. What would be the meaning of that sentence? There would be no clarity. So, in such cases, if we are able to replace certain words or certain phrases used in that sentence, we can provide more clarity to that sentence. The meaning would be conveyed in a more efficient manner. Similarly, it also helps build your vocabulary skills, your language skills. Now, if there are a group of words and you are able to think of one single word to replace it, it means that you have a high level of language capability. You are able to think of more vocabularies than a common man uses. So, when you learn more words like these, it enhances or it builds your language capability as well, your vocabulary skills as well. Therefore, one word substitution is not just for providing clarity or brevity to a sentence, but it would also be to enhance your language capabilities, your language skills. We'll look at a few examples. Now, you can see there are 3 examples on the screen. The first one: former students often return to their alma mater for reunions. Now, these words, former students, we have 2 words, but we are able to come up with another word to replace these 2 words. Instead of former students, we can use alumni. The meaning is not changed, the meaning is same as the previous sentence. Alumni often returns to their alma mater for reunions, which means that instead of using the word former students, we can replace it using the word alumni. The meaning does not change over there. The idea is similar to what was conveyed in the previous sentence. Look at the next example. A person who studies historical remains uncovered ancient artifacts in the excavation site. Now, it's a very lengthy sentence, a long sentence is provided. A person who studies historical remains. We can think of a word. If we can think of a word to replace these words, it gives more clarity. It makes the idea more concise. So we can replace those group of words using the word archaeologist. So the archaeologist uncovered ancient artifacts in the excavation site. The meaning is clear. There is no change in the meaning, but we have made the sentence more short. Look at the last example. Her son has a fear of closed spaces. So, fear of closed spaces, instead of that, we can use the word claustrophobia. So, her son has claustrophobia. The meaning is the same over there. When using words like these, the speaker, the skills of the speaker, we would admire the skills of the speaker if these kind of words are used in day to day conversations. So, like I mentioned earlier, it is not just making the idea more clear, it is also building the language capability of the speaker. We'll look at a few exercises now. So I have given few questions on the screen. So in the given questions, out of 4 options, you have to pick one of the options which is correct, which should be correct. So the first question is, Which word is a one-word substitution for a person who loves and collects books? Now you can see there are 4 options provided. In order to identify the correct option, we have to know this particular word which can be replaced, the group of words that can be replaced using that one single word. And similarly, you might need to know the meaning of the other words as well. For example, we have 4 options here. We have bibliophile, we have philanthropist, we have logophile, then we have misanthrope. So we have 4 different options, and sometimes it is necessary for us to understand the meaning of each of this. So, a person who loves and collects books. The first word, bibliophile. Bibliophile is a person who has love for books. Philanthropist. Similarly, logophile, misanthrope. So, the answer for this question would be bibliophile. The next question is, what is the one word substitution for a person who is excessively fond of eating and drinking? Again, we have 4 options. Like I mentioned earlier, we will have to know the meaning of each of these words in certain cases to identify the correct answer. So I'll give you a few seconds. Try to figure out the answer for this question. So, what would you call a person who is excessively fond of eating and drinking? What can we call such a person? If you have thought of the answer to be a glutton, then it's correct answer. So the word which can replace this long phrase would be the word glutton. We'll move on to another pair of questions. First question would be, she had a dash for exotic foods, always seeking out unique and unusual dishes. So we have to find a word that is equivalent to the phrase provided over there, a tendency to do something regularly. So what would be that word? We have penchant, we have predilection, we have inclination, we have proclivity. What do you think would be the answer for this? If you thought of the word proclivity, then yes, that is the answer. The next question. The dash between the 2 teams led to a heated argument on the field. We have 4 options again: rivalry, hostility, animosity, and conflict. If you thought of the word rivalry, yes, then it's correct. With that, we have come to the conclusion of this lecture on one-word substitutions. There are more exercises waiting for you, so please go through those exercises. I hope you have understood this topic. Thank you.